Hey.
Yeah.
Let's go. Tell me that's not funky, dude. That's
funky.
groovy.
Hey. Hey.
People are talking, huh?
People are saying, welcome to Happy Hour. It's Friday, August 30th. It's the end of the month. Oh my gosh, welcome to Happy Hour. What a rookie. I forgot where the microphone was at. That's okay.
I remember my first podcast. It's
Me
fine.
too. I'm not very good at it. Didn't say I was.
Tuesday?
Okay. It's one of those days. It's an action-packed day. It's the last day of the month.
It's the end of the month.
And if you didn't catch it, what happy hour is this, Matt? 6 or 7? 7? Happy hour 7. It's Friday, August 30th. We got a later start today. It's practically 5 p.m. We were working hard. It's the end of the month, more or less. There's another hour or two, depending on where your clients are located, and we're trying to get the last couple deals in. Today, we're going to have multiple guests, but starting off, we've got Sam Baker. He is our director of sales. Then, Cam Carlson, director of sales development and training, and then Ben Carlson, business development rep. No relation to Cam Carlson.
People are talking.
I just met him.
Did you do you recognize that voice?
Yeah, it's mine.
Can we hear it again one more time?
People are talking.
Yeah. Did that in the training room.
Is that an impression of anybody, or that's
An
just
impression
you?
of myself.
An impression of you
Wow.
potentially doing an impression of Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Oh,
No.
oh.
Oh, people-
I love it when the hands go up. Quick story before I jump into it. Do you remember when I was walking through the sales floor and I asked, was it just you specifically, or were we asking people to just give, what's your pitch? You know, what happened?
Oh, when Ryan started riding me about pitching you, he's like, pitch that guy for solar. Yeah, I was locked in. I was drugged from being locked in to now pitching my boss.
So what had happened was I said, Ben, let's hear it. Let's hear the pitch in front of everybody. Whole sales floor watching. They turned to Ben. They looked at Ben. They want to know what Ben is going to say, drop amazing knowledge. Because I think Ben had just been done talking a little bit of smack about how good his pitch was. Maybe a little bit. I don't know if it was joking.
That's
I don't know if it was
believable.
serious. He's talking a little bit. Ben's been known to talk.
Me?
And then what did you do? I said, Ben, lay it on me. Let's hear that pitch.
Hey,
That's what he did.
hey, I didn't ask for this. I was just making dials, making appointments.
That was it.
That's it.
I think I laughed and walked out of the room.
That's awesome.
Can handle it. Okay. So on the agenda today, we're getting used to it. Well, I'll have to stop asking sooner or later. What do we start with first, Matt? What is it? Business
SDR, BDR.
SDR BDR. So we'll start with Ben. So Cam, go ahead and make the introduction. Tell us why Ben's here, and then Ben, lay it on us.
Yeah, we wanted Ben to come spotlight his first appearance on the podcast because he had one of the more memorable clutch days today. So, we worked on the pitch a little bit. It might have been because of what, hey, pitch me. I don't know. Maybe, but he had a really good month. He cycled all of his clients, and he needed 2 appointments today for one of his clients coming into the last day of the month, and he got them. He got 2 appointments. $500 bonus on the line. He got both of them today.
Allegedly on the line.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We'll see.
People are talking. I don't know.
Check the quality score, huh?
Check the quality.
They're good. Already accepted it.
For people who don't know, when you cycle, that means you got the minimum appointment goal for all of your clients.
Yeah.
Right.
I think 2 of them were in purple, right?
One's in purple. One had 4. One had 3.
For those that don't know, purple is when you have basically exceeded minimum expectations to a point where it goes to another category, which is what, for solar, 5, 6?
Yeah, solar's 5.
Yeah. And what's gold?
10? No. There'd be 7.
Think about 7? Yeah. So you had a killer month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
All
Worked
right.
hard. My brain's mush.
Well, Brains Mush. You've got a margarita for Coloradoville. We'll jump into Coloradoville, but lay some of that Ben Carlson charisma on us. What do you credit your success to?
Yeah, worked with Cam a while ago for because I couldn't buy an appointment for St. Louis, so we worked on my pitch there, made it sound way better.
In your hometown, you couldn't buy an
Yeah.
appointment in your hometown. Okay,
Couldn't.
just checking.
I couldn't pay $1,000 for an appointment if I was offering it, and it was short, sweet, easy to say and remember. And then I just started saying that for everybody, and then made a ton of appointments for 2 of my markets, and not Ohio. So I just dug down and made a bunch of records, made a bunch of calls, and I just played the numbers. And eventually 2 people said, sure today.
Oh my gosh.
What were the size of the appointments that you were able to grab? We typically talk in new business to clients that are looking at using our service. We like 100 kW jobs and above, or 10,000 square feet is a good number to put in place. What were the 2 that you were able to grab today? Was it higher or lower than that? Is every client's
It was
different?
about that. It was one of the guy had 2 buildings in the same like cul-de-sac of businesses. He had 2 buildings across from each other, and it equaled out to like 74,000 square feet. And then the second guy is just a tiny little 10,000 square foot, family-run business. And he was like, yeah, we got LED lights. See how, I'd be willing to see how low our power bill can go.
That's a great point. They did LED already, so
Yeah.
they're kind of a buyer.
They're energy conscious,
Yeah.
right? And I love the fact that he goes, it was just a little 10,000 square foot facility.
Yeah.
The thing that you have to remember is there are so many companies, especially solar providers, that 10,000 square feet of space is not anywhere near little. It's little in our mind because that's the minimum floor that we set, but I think you should pat yourself on the back because that's not, easy to do for a lot of people that are running their own businesses. So in total, I mean, you're close to 100,000 or 85, somewhere.
85,000.
You're getting close to it, right?
Just today.
Yeah.
And that's just today.
Wow.
So
That's why they
Great work.
hire us to do that.
That's it.
It's not hard. People talking about ROIs, and first guy was like, yeah, we've had a couple solar quotes. And he said the ROIs over 15 years, and it just didn't make sense. Like, sir, your ROI should not be 15 years. Like,
I don't even know if I'm going to live another 15 years.
Yeah.
Some of these guys,
no
right?
shot. Your ROI should be 15 years. Let us come and take a look at that.
Well, good, man.
yeah, and you got
That's
a couple proposals out this month too, totaling for how much?
$2 million?
$2 million. Jeez.
Excuse me? How much?
2 mil?
2 million?
Yeah. That's just two proposals.
I remember because I think we might have mentioned that in the last one. You had, they're $1 million a piece, right? You're like $1 million per.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how you do your sales appointments, huh?
just a mil. That's
Just a-
nothing chunk change.
Just a mill.
Nothing compared to their energy bill. Fun, keep paying it.
There's just something about you, man. It's just fun to talk to you. You got a good. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you don't even say anything, and you just people start laughing. I don't know what it is.
I just
What's it like playing Xbox with him? You get online and play. Does he talk?
We get a lot of hate mail.
How does
We get a lot of hate mail.
how does this play in the party chat?
it's
People are dogging you, and you. How can you let go of the controller and
I just let it fly verbally to my brother, and I need my job, so I can't repeat. I got to pay rent, so I can't repeat any of that here. But
Okay,
it shows.
gets heated, huh?
He
Yeah.
cares.
That's
He
the
cares
world.
a lot.
That's the world of online gaming.
I don't care what it is. I want to win.
What's your game?
Chell. Anything besides that. Depends on the day. Depends on the day, man.
He either hates Chell or he loves it.
Depends if I would just won or lost.
We were talking about this earlier. Can't even play him anymore because I rage quit after a couple minutes.
Yeah, I can't.
Like some 9-year-old kid just kicks the ever living what out of me, and then I just give up. I think about throwing the Xbox in the trash.
Yeah, I say at least once a night I'm going to throw my Xbox off the balcony, but that's $500.
That's
So.
true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, you would be a great pick if anybody's trying to find someone to work with. Ben Carlson, absolutely, especially for your solar company. You're Mr. Solar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Mister. Yeah, that's what they call me.
Will you work with somebody else, or are you looking for?
Oh, I love roofers. I was the first one to go gold when I got a roofer. I got a roofing client, over 10 the first time we said gold was an option.
Really?
Yeah. I was the first one to do it.
I remember that.
You remember that solar client up in Iowa? How many did you get for them?
Oh, Iowa, the solar guy in Iowa, he got like 15 in 2 months.
Yeah, I think 1 month he had 10.
And then Arkansas roofer, I got
You're
42.
you're one of the contributing factors to why we don't do month to month anymore.
Yeah.
Because you set up somebody with too much business in a
actually
month
true.
and they quit.
That's actually
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
That's how I rationalize it to myself when I'm trying to sleep.
That's exactly what it
It's
was.
like I'll lose sleep over that and be like, no,
If anybody loses sleep over it, it's me, because I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, man, we're doing a good job, and they still quit because they got too much business. Crazy. All right. So
Hey, boys, I got to go.
Cam's got to go. He's going to take off here. We're going to welcome in. We're going to tap somebody else in. Very, very special business development representative at Arsenal Business Growth, Nick Statuto. Welcome. Nick, watch all the cords on the ground. Hey, Cam, is that your headset over there?
oh, that's mine.
Okay.
You never know.
You bought your headset just in case you needed to
Well,
take a call?
Just in case.
When I started,
Good afternoon.
Good
don't know.
afternoon, Nick.
Glad to be making my debut on the podcast. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely, Nick. All right. So when we try to figure out who's going to be guest starring on the podcast, we put a little team chat out and say, hey, who's hot? Who's got something cooking, something worth talking about? Nick Statuto needs no introduction. He is, in my opinion, the machine. He sets up appointments. He calls. I think there's a really good story once upon a time about how a former account executive was going to close a deal, or how did it go?
No, I know exactly what story you're talking about. There was a time period where Nick had set up a really great appointment, and we wanted to give him credit where credit was due. And upon walking up to him, getting him off of the phones to tell him how great of a job that it was on this appointment, he looked at us and we said, Nick, great job. You did fantastic. This is just a stellar. We're going to get a deal out of this. And he goes, okay, I got to get back to dialing. And literally put his headset on, turned away from us, and we got up, turned around, looking at each other like, I love this guy. I
Yeah.
love this guy. All he wants to do is work. I mean, I'm trying to give him praise for doing a good job. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I got
He
more
doesn't
work
even
to
have
do."
time
Yeah,
to.
I don't have time to think about it. I'm busy working.
Nick.
So
It's best if you do that in the background, like when I leave a voicemail.
There you go. There you go. So then tell us about what do you got cooking, man? Why on here today?
Two reasons. The biggest reason is because I am finally seeing more success with the HVAC appointments for Arsenal. I think Arsenal is finally gaining momentum in that industry, and the future is looking bright for us. First half of the month, I was hustling through the HVAC industry, was doing that the month before, I believe, and not seeing any results. So finally, I went to Cam and talked about it. He felt I needed to devote more time to roofing appointments as well because I was already having success there. He encouraged me to alter into different markets. And so sure enough, the last half of the month, I made a strong comeback, and I finished the month with about 14 or 15 Arsenal appointments. The last one I booked via email. That's in New Haven. That sounds extremely promising.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of what I've done for the HVAC industry for Arsenal this month, and I expect that to continue into the next month. There was a story about a particular HVAC company today that was pretty amusing. I will not mention their name or location, but there was maybe on the 13th or so, I spoke to a gatekeeper asking for the key decision maker, and she said, no, and would you take us off your list, please? And hung up. Well, she didn't really have the authority to make that call, so all I did was space it out longer than most people would have. It's now the 30th. I call the same company at the same number. With my same number, I get the same gatekeeper. I ask for the same key decision maker. and she transfers me to his voicemail.
Oh my gosh, dude,
So I'm proud of that.
you're a dog, Nick.
Dog.
I don't
you.
care.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. See if you've got the will to beat me after I call the next time, right? Dude,
There you go.
Follow-up game's on point. Do you remember how? I think you probably called when you were first thinking about working here, applying and interviewing. You called on maybe a weekly basis to do follow-ups.
I don't remember how often it was. Weekly sounds like what I would do. You want to pace it appropriately.
Yeah, and I remember, man, he's hitting it just right. And I was not doing a good job answering my phone. It was my fault, but had so much going on. We're in this St. Charles location, and Nick's just hitting it at the right times with the follow-ups. And then I think, did he somehow find a mutual connection
Yes.
of yours, Sam?
Yes.
And get that person to...
They messaged me on Facebook, of all places, asking about Nick, who was at the time not an employee, knowing that I had been with the company as long as I had. It was a regular of mine when I was a waiter, like 5-10 years, ago, and literally asked me, "What's the status with this guy? I'm telling you, he's great. Like, you need to give him a shot." And I walked in your office and I go, "Can you believe this?" Like,
No, I couldn't believe it.
and I think that was all it took. And I think you said something to the effect of, "Well, if that's not the job in itself,
that's
I
it.
don't know what is." So I think
I
we
played-
gave him an offer like the next day.
I think I played you a voicemail, too, right after that of Nick
Yeah.
calling and following up to check the status. And I was like, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's following up.
I've never heard the story about the voicemail, and I actually didn't. No, you didn't hire me right then. I did interview with Laura after that. That was just over the phone. But after the interview with Laura, I was hired.
There you go.
It was either later that day or the next day.
And you got a steel trap memory, dude. You were telling us how we're trying.
I'm trying to remember. This was
Trying to
like
remember
over
st-
2 years ago.
Nick knows exactly how
Yeah.
it went. I mean, just a stud, dude. Stud.
Dog.
So you're getting into HVAC. You've been working with CD Strong. For any roofers who are wanting to work with you, how long have you been working with CD Strong for? About a year?
I believe coming up on a year, October.
Yeah.
Yeah, booked 8 appointments for them this month.
Boom. There you go.
I'm L Machine. Like, Nick, not to say that, everybody here doesn't do a good job, but, we're friendly. Sometimes guys get distracted. Sometimes, we got the pool table in the break room, and not Nick.
No,
Nick is working.
I've never seen Nick in the break
see-
room.
There was somebody that used to work here that I would play pool with sometimes if I was caught up around 4 o'clock.
Around 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not to say that I'll never do that.
If I was caught
well,
up,
yeah, you are
if
more-
I was ahead of pace,
Yeah.
I would go play some
Right.
pool. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not constantly in the break room. I mean, I have a job to do, but I have never personally seen him in there. And I
Yeah.
see a lot of people that are ahead of pace and they do their thing, but I just always see him. Even when lunch is happening, I see Nick sitting at his desk working most days.
Well, I tend to take my lunch later. That's
oh, there you
What
go.
that
Why
is.
do you do that for time zones or?
that
just-
can come into play, or
I just have a
Should you're a
quiet
late
hour.
luncher. Late luncher.
I like to get far with my dials in the first
Yeah.
half of the day.
There you go.
But Sam, to your point, since you brought that up, it sounds like we need to have a pool match someday.
Yeah.
Maybe we do. I don't remember
think
the
s-
last time I played.
I think
I'd be
so.
down for that.
We have the recipe for business development, and it's Nick Statuto. Because
is.
I'll take my lunch after I get ahead on dials.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, that's not to say that it works out that way every single day, but
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I mean, dude, you've got rules. You've got a plan, right? You're not winging it. It's very obvious in your work that you come in, you do the job, and like I said, you got a plan. If you want some sales appointments, I'd be hiring Nick Statuto.
Yeah.
Nick, what extension are you? Do you remember what extension you are?
I'm actually not on an extension, but you can reach me at 314-720-8097.
There you go. If you want to call Nick Statuto and interview him to be your business development rep, go ahead. Or you can reach out to us. We'll arrange it. But Nick is a great salesperson and you will never have to worry about him doing his job. He's going to be working for you. Boom, 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 boom. All right, Nick, I appreciate it. Any other parting thoughts or pieces of advice before you take off?
Just that I look forward to being on the podcast again, whether it's successful stories or just funny stories.
I got a feeling you're going to be joining on a regular basis, Nick.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and give you both, but whatever happens, happens.
There you go. There you go. All right, thanks, Nick. Thanks, Nick. You get your value.
You get your value.
You get your value. Business development,
Those
Nick.
were some very kind words. Thank you. I enjoyed doing the podcast more than I thought I would.
Absolutely, Nick. Absolutely.
There you go.
Doing more of that.
We're going to bring you back, man. Bring you back. Have a good story next time, too.
I gotta get some stories on some closed deals. Oh, there's a roofer in Pensacola I want to keep my eye on. Like Zeke has been after them. I had a great conversation with the guy I initially booked the appointment with. It looks like it's gonna happen.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Have a good weekend, Nick.
Okay, you too.
Love it.
It's like he was designed in a lab. So, to that story, I think it was Rob back in the day talking about it, and
No,
he said
it
that he came and told me that story about, man, I tried to come tell Nick that he did a good job, and and he like basically dismissed me, and I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, he tells the story, and Nick's like, thank you, I have to get back to making sales calls, and put his headset on.
That's what he said. He came and told me because we were both sales managers at the time, and he goes, I have never seen someone just completely dismiss me to put their headset
back to
on
work.
To get back to work.
While you're giving them compliments and stuff.
And he goes, that was effing awesome.
Yeah.
He loved every second of it.
I was like, Rob's like, what do I do about it? Like, is that okay? It's really cool, but is that all right? And I was like, yeah. Did you kiss him? Like, did you, like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway. All right. So, I mean, he's coming back on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's got some stories, man.
Of course.
Christmas party was fun with
Yeah.
Nick. Yeah. Him and his wife, man, they're a riot. Absolute riot Christmas party.
Yeah.
Okay. While we're sitting here, we had a deal come in. Can we show that to the camera? Can you put that in front of that camera over there? Sam, get a little closer. There you go. Is that a good view, Matt?
Need to be closer.
Yeah, no.
Put it down a little bit, scoot it back a little bit. It might be too bright.
Too bright? Wiggle a little, whatever. You're just going to have to believe us.
Yeah.
All right. So that's for managed IT.
I mean, they'll be going up on the map anyway.
It's going to go up on the map, but it's fun. We're doing it in real time. Managed IT, and this is for San Francisco, Oakland, Hayward, California metro area with Rely on IT. Richard Young, thank you. Richard, we are very much looking forward to working with you. I think I was talking to him earlier today.
Oh, yeah. The story with this is it just goes to show you that timing is everything. Right? You have something that somebody needs, somebody that picks up the phone at the right time. You never know what will happen. I actually called him today. No one had reached out or contacted him or his company in over 2 years.
From us.
From us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because we were working in the area for about that time?
We already had partners there. So we never had the room to bring on a new partner in this market. By chance, that was one of the records that I was going through today as I was making calls. And yes, I do make cold calls still for myself. And he picked up the phone and we wound up having about a 2-hour conversation. And that ended about 3:30 this afternoon, so about 90 minutes ago. And you're saying that he just signed up for service.
He just signed. I just completed it.
Well, there you go. I think that will now make 22 new customers this month.
22 new clients.
22 new customers.
Yeah. It's a good month, man.
It's a real good month. It's like
I had a guy tell me I didn't know what I was talking about earlier this week. And did you hear that phone call?
I was right behind you.
I was, he was getting pretty unreasonable. But yeah, you know how many new customers they had this year?
Probably not 22.
3.
There you go.
3 customers this year. Great.
I think I did that by the end of the first week of the month.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, not to sound crass or whatever, but yeah, we do know kind of in general how to do business to business sales, and a lot of it is just being easy to work with, right? This agreement got downloaded and signed off on from our website.
Yep.
You didn't have to say, "Hey, can I send you a custom proposal?"
Nope.
Hey, what do you? Hey, it's like, hey, here's the next step. Here's what we do. Do you got questions?
It was very straightforward. This is what we do. Are you looking for something like this? Okay, let's talk a little bit. Explained it, answered his questions. By the end of it, I told him, you're going to know the next steps to move forward. So when you're ready, you don't need me.
Yeah.
So let's go through it. Showed him the next steps. I think he had a meeting that was in about 5 minutes after we ended. And here within 90 minutes later, finally had some time to sit down, look through it, and knew how to move forward.
Yeah. And not that I said anything that was, groundbreaking or whatever, because
No.
I'll admit it, I'm kind of losing my edge probably a little bit on the sales calls. But I think, regardless of how effective I am, I think it helps that I'm available. If somebody is talking to you and they're like, hey, when you're going through the sales meeting and I'm out on the sales floor, does it help, do you think?
It does.
To say I'm here?
I mean, when we were having our call today, he was asking questions about you specifically, and I was telling him, well, he came from a marketing company, and that's kind of his background. And started the business about 5 years ago, and I think you were standing within earshot, and you were like, if he wants to talk to me, I'm right here. And I go, he's actually listening to me. Do you want to talk to him? And he goes, yeah, I would. And then in a matter of 5 seconds, here you go. And it's like, that's how easy it is to meet senior leadership or the owner or the founder of the company.
Why does it work like that?
I don't know.
It's just so much better.
Yeah.
It always comes back to cars for me. If I'm buying a car,
Yeah.
I want to talk to the sales guy. If I can somehow sneak in a way to talk to the general manager just to make sure, hey, I tried.
I think the title just sets some people at ease.
It does. Yeah.
You could say the exact same thing as me, but it might just come a little bit different to the way someone hears it because my title doesn't say founder or owner.
I even think it's just some people wanting to double check that we're on the same page.
True.
Right?
True.
Hey, the owner and the sales guy are saying the same thing. That means that there's not going to be some confusion about what's getting delivered or what's being sold. And
Yeah.
because that's a big commission breath, man. People don't want to sign up just to get an account executive, paid commission. And a lot of account executives, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You sound desperate. You sound like you need a deal.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, it is.
Tough. Okay, Sam, we've talked about new biz.
Do we have
Matt,
anything else on the agenda, Matt?
Yeah, we got a couple more things. We'll wrap it up here.
So proposals, close deals, but then moving forward.
I don't know, Pat. Well, we'll just touch on it real quick. We got 21 new clients, and then if we go to close deals, 22 new clients this month. And then when we look at closed deals, there's a handful of them, but let's just touch the surface. Pat Masterson is
On fire.
printing money in
Printing
New
money.
Mexico with
Yeah.
United Projects.
Just closed another $100,000 plus today after already closing about $200,000. I think he's, if not over, he's definitely very close to $300,000 closed just in the month of August.
That's a good time for a sound effect, Matt.
Yeah.
300 grand this month. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, good job, Pat.
And
That's
I
a
do,
that's a revenue share
It
client.
is a revenue share client. And I do want to shout out Ryan Kattenbracker, who told me today he should be getting the numbers, so you might hear about it on the next podcast. But Shock IT is very confident that they were signing a $19,000 a month proposal today with a prospect that Ryan reached out to. So I know he's very excited about that. He talked to me this morning. Obviously, time slipped away from me, so I haven't followed up with him. But
Yeah. And that's, hey, United Projects, if that's awesome. If you're the client, everybody loves closing 300 grand in a month. But if you're listening and you're thinking about getting a job or working over here, that's $300,000. That's
15 grand?
$15,000
Yeah.
in commission.
In commission. Yeah.
Straight to you. Again, we don't take any of it. That commission goes to
Yeah.
you. We pay your salary, we help with the benefits, and then commission.
You
goes
pay
to
your own taxes,
You
1099.
get pay your own taxes. You
That's
can
it.
get creative with it though,
Sure.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Might want to get
a
the
tax
advice
guy.
of a CPA, a tax
Yeah.
guy, but
Yeah, someone knows what they're doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's your money.
you certainly can. And it feels better when you get all of your money.
Yeah.
Really, right? Before it gets, split up by your sales company and then chopped up by taxes and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
All right, we got that, Matt. What's next?
Moving forward is current events, news, politics, etc.
Center. Man, I felt the room go still when I talked about the wall the last time. Oh, not the wall. What is going on right now? I mean, obviously the election stuff. I think Kamala Harris did an interview finally. So that's nice.
She didn't say anything. She
Nothing.
didn't say anything.
Was it live? Was it pre-recorded?
Yes, pre-recorded.
Bummer.
Enough time to edit. Go watch it if you want. It was 18 minutes, I think, of conversation that took up a whole hour.
Oh, speaking of politics, Matt, some guy, and we're not going to call him out, but I mean, this was hilarious. I think he doesn't even really have a business, but we called him. HVAC up towards New York called him, and I guess he got really mad that we called him, and he called the main line back, and I answered, and dude, he just went on and on. He's like, "You had a bunch of time wasting your time, huh?" And he goes, "I bet you vote for this guy. I bet you vote for that guy wearing your lipstick and your high heels. Let's get a real job." And I was like, "Sir, I don't do any of that." It's like, how can you tell who I vote for? Oh, I can just tell, get a real job. It's like, okay, well, can I help you with anything else? And he's like, well, I'm on the do not call. I'm like, the do not call list applies towards consumers, but don't worry. I never want to call you again. I will
Gladly not do that.
If you tell me the name of your business, we will suspend it from our system. We will never call you again.
Yeah.
But it's an instant call of fame. I need to go upload it. I mean, this guy
please.
literally
Please do.
obliterated me. And everybody was laughing. They're sitting around laughing. It's pretty fun.
What area is he located in?
Oh, he's up in New York. Yeah, and he's saying I'm voting for this way, versus that way. And I'm like, hold on a second, man.
I don't want to talk to any of you guys. Don't
That's
call
exactly
me.
sounded like.
I'm on the do not call
Get
list.
a real job. Get a
I'm
man's
sitting here with
job.
my coffee.
Get a man's job. You're sitting there wearing high heels in an office.
Great.
It was so you can get me riled up, okay, but when it's that ridiculous, it just there's no effectiveness. This is so insane and just such a clown show call. I can't get mad about that.
Yeah.
So we'll call him tomorrow. We'll see. No, it's joking. We should make that everybody's first phone call.
Yeah.
Like especially interns and new hires. Like, hey guys, here's your first phone call. You set an appointment with this guy. You get
Lifetime Achievement Award.
lifetime achievement award, like a cash bonus, something like that. Yeah, we need to be better prepared and more well read for current events. So we'll skip it next time. But yeah, hey, it's good. It's good that both candidates are getting in the action and we're having the discourse, we're having the interviews. It's kind of weird if you don't show up and do interviews. It's just weird. It's also kind of weird if you do too many interviews.
Yeah.
I think I saw Trump on the Theo Von podcast.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah, I think I saw
Theo
that.
Von was talking about how he does cocaine and stuff. And Trump's like, oh, that's dirty.
Yeah, Theo Von used to. He says that he does not do it anymore, and there are reasons why, and he likes to share those.
Yeah. Drugs are bad for you.
Drugs
Drinking
are
too
bad.
much
Okay.
Okay.
Went and seen him at the Fox earlier this year, and it
Was it good?
I was crying.
Oh, I bet.
Dude, he's a one-liner machine.
Machine. Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah.
But did you
Shout
ever-
out Theo Von.
Did you ever think there was a world where Donald Trump becomes president? It's like, no. Did you ever think there was a world where he is a candidate again after this and he's having a podcast talk with Theo Von?
Yeah.
Not like it's weird. Things are getting weird.
It's the way the world works.
All right, what's next?
All right, moving forward, we have upcoming projects at Arsenal. We can talk about Colorado as well.
Call Reedaville. Yeah, so the projects we're fixing up the building, all that stuff's coming up. We'll have more news on that, but just for sake of time, today is this month's theme. The month of August, the theme was Call Reedaville. We've got the shirts. They're pretty. Let's see here. They might run a little small.
Might.
They might run a little. Is that the feedback? I think one type in particular was.
I
a
went
little
up.
small.
I went up a size.
You went up one?
Yeah, I got an XL and it fits pretty good.
I'm normally an XL guy, and it's feeling like a schmlarge, you know,
A medium.
mediums.
Sorry about you.
Anyway, so Colorado-ville, we're paying homage to Jimmy Buffett. He's the GOAT, the OG, having fun. We have these little margaritas. Did I hear these
mine's
margaritas were made with Kool-Aid jammers?
Yes.
Really?
Blue. Yeah, apparently they've been made with different fun added juices for the last several weeks. Yeah, that's what I said. Blue Kool-Aid or red Kool-Aid jammer was
Yeah.
added to today's margarita.
Yeah.
So,
So, and again, it's not like we're drinking all day. It's Friday at 4:30.
right.
We have a little company happy hour. There's not exactly a bunch of places for us to walk to down the street. We have a 12-acre campus
Yeah.
out in Franklin County, so like this is the street. We make our own little happy hour place here. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty good. This month we've been doing margaritas on Friday, and this is the final one. It's the official Colorado-ville Day, and I think it was a successful one. We had a lot of good news this month, a lot of new business, a lot of new hires, a lot of great stories about just special projects or ventures like the Maryville internship program. I bet you're happy to maybe get some more sales meetings from another school.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it, man. Just very thankful we're doing a good job, and next month.
Next month is going to be killer.
Next month's going to be killer. I can't wait to start getting some pictures and some media from the Enterprise Center.
Yeah.
The Blue Suite.
Yeah.
Got the proof of the logo going on the ice. Looks crispy.
Can't wait. In the famous words of Bart Scott. Can't wait.
All right. What's your preferred walk-up song again?
Oh, there's so many.
Or
But
outro song?
I'll take the Conor McGregor. I gotta go with my guy. He always come out there to the the El Chapo by the game. Came out there. I think he had to whoop Anderson, or no, I don't remember who it was. But he came out walking out to that song once, and it was absolutely incredible.
So how does it go? Can you sing it as we take us?
It's something like
out?
El Chapo.
El Chapo.
I am the God. Something like that.
Matt, if you can work that in there and post El Chapo.
Yeah.
If not, we'll have to find out to get how we get
find
those
out.
licenses.
Yeah.
We need to get that license thing going on. Do you think it adds much value if we got like legit famous music?
It could.
All right. Stock music. Ours is stock, right?
Yeah.
Right now. All right, let's go with that standard stock built plug-in kind of music for the outro. Yeah, that sounds stock.
And we'll see you next month.
We'll see you next month. Thanks for joining Happy Hour. Super stock.